I wanted to thank everybody who already contributed to Reach Folk and ask everybody who hasn't yet to contribute. But I also wanted to bring up that a lot of cats are sending me emails or things on Facebook through back channels telling me other modules, other things they would like to see. Don't worry, homie, I got you covered. What you see on the website is just the website. It will not have the full capabilities of the app. I got to save something for the app because really a lot for the app, but I already have dudes taken from me. And it was funny to me. I only been up about a week or so, and people already taken some of the things I put on the website. So I can't reveal the whole thing. I can't put out the secret in the sauce, homie, but go ahead and keep sending me updates of things you see and you want part of it. And but hold on tight, homie. I'm not going to give you something that, you're not going to be looking up Black Dennis. We're going to give you something that's going to be in motion with you, part of your life, not something that's just a resource. But don't forget to contribute to reachfolk.com for those who haven't. Still the same deal on the table for my RNG people. You put the money down, let me hold it. I'm going to make sure you get the next book. I'll send it right to you. And for other people who ask me, you can have it either digital or paperback. I don't mind. I can set it up through Amazon that, you send me your email, I'll send it out through Amazon, you'll get it, or you have a link to come and get it. Or you tell me you want the hard copy, I'll send out the book. So let's roll into the next podcast, but keep contributing to Reach Folk. We're not there. Let's put it that way as bluntly as possible. We're not there. All right.
This is a how-to video for the BG gasoline direct injected intake valve cleaning procedure. The steps of this procedure are going to change depending on the engine, the make and model of the vehicle that you're going to be working on. So make sure that you read the instructions before you do the service. Read the instructions before you do the service. Read the instructions before you do the service.
Intake. Depending on how you grew up, these could be trying times. A lot of people have sent me messages on back channels, trying to ask me, how do you stay calm and all this stuff? How do you maintain, with all the stuff going on in the world? And I always answer, no matter what, I got to stay focused on me. So I focus on what I need to do. All this killing of black people and the cops, and you feel that you're going to get killed by the cops, is a terrorism kind of point of view, if you understand this. See, it's like a bully. If you keep doing things and you keep putting it in public, it sends shockwaves through all of you guys' minds, and it makes you scared. It makes you feel a certain way, right? But the answer to all this is to limit your intake, to limit what you bring in. You understand what I mean? It's like food. It's like anything else. If you take in too much, you gain weight. If you eat too much, you'll have to throw up. It's just too much you're bringing in. With it being on TV, and then you flip the channel, and then somebody else talk about it, white man number 2, then you go on to Facebook, and then it's black dude number 17 who put up a picture, and then it's, somebody asks, what do you think? And then y'all type something, and then a white person jump in and tell you that go back to Africa. With all this shit going on, you allowing too much in. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. Now, be aware of what's going on, but you still got to walk down the street. See, this is a chance for you to get stronger, not to get weaker, to get stronger through this. Not to say you got to get used to death, but death happens. The only thing that separates this kind of death is because the white cops are shooting black people. But there's death happening all the time. And if it wasn't these two groups, you probably don't care as much. Right? I'm not going to jump into blacks kill blacks too. Everybody kill everybody. That's a moot thing. They just do that for black people to feel like it's okay for white people to kill us because we kill us because we don't value ourselves. But you have to understand the logic of that kind of shit. Maybe y'all not pulling all that shit together. But the biggest thing I want you to know is you have to limit what you allow to come in. I'm going to give you a good example. During 9/11, I saw the first plane come in. And then I was watching the news, and I saw the second plane approach, and I turned the channel. Now, everybody else probably watched everybody jumping out of windows, or like I tell people, if you pay attention to some of the film, you'll see like bombs going off, and then people getting blown out the damn windows. So, that's on another thing, 9/11 conspiracy shit. But I had to turn the channel because I didn't want all that in my brain. You understand what I mean? I had to handle what I gotta handle. I know everybody else is scared and shook, and that's what they wanted the world to feel. They wanted the world to feel that we're under attack, so that you would make a rational decision and say, let's go kill everybody who's Muslim, right? And it would be justified. Now, what are they doing here? They are killing black people, black men, black women, right? You're publicizing it. You're making the average black man who might not even be in this country say, we're behind you. But for those who live in this country, we're living under kind of a terrorism, and you're not realizing that. So you being scared, shook for things that are not realistically going to happen to you is you allowing yourself to be a punk in this game. When I was growing up, I grew up around a lot of gunshots. Crips over there, Bloods over here, right? There's a possibility that I can get shot, right? Because I live in it, though. You understand what I mean? So if somebody else who didn't live in a gang neighborhood said, man, I feel nervous if the Blood's gonna get me. You don't have Bloods over here. You don't have Crips over here, right? And then you say, but Freeman, that's not a good example because this is happening randomly all over the world. Look, young homie, you're okay. You're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? These things have been happening for years. You understand what I mean? What do you think? If things are better now, what do you think it was in the 60s? What do you think it was in the 20s for black people? What do you think it was, when they were lynching and hanging black people? What kind of terrorism were they living under? This is not the time to be shook. This is the time to be sure about yourself and what you have to do. You have to stop taking in so many things that are going to give you nightmares at night. That are going to make you lose focus on what you have to do. So a good example would be, some motherfuckers say, hey man, I don't watch scary movies at night because your mind ingests it, thinks about it, rationalizes it, puts you in the scenario. Next thing you know, you running in your goddamn sleep. You kicking your own fucking legs. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you guys are walking down the street thinking, when I get pulled over, this is going to happen to me. Right? And in return, the cops are thinking, when I pull this black dude over, shit could pop because they're already mad at me. Somebody has to be calm. I'm not saying that the shit is right because I don't give a fuck about them cops either. I hope they get popped in the fucking head. But the thing is, to me, is very simply, you have to maintain control over yourself and what you have to do. All this shit that everybody talking about, all these motherfuckers marching, everybody else, all this shit just breeds a certain understanding, a certain element. If you guys never been in a riot or nothing like that, the air is kind of hot and the energy's bouncing off of people, and you start feeling that feeling like you do if you were in an NBA playoff game. You feel the energy in the air, and you have to calm yourself down and go pick up the goddamn milk, homie. You understand what I mean? Go pick up what you gotta do. Right? Chaos can happen all around us, brother. You have to stay focused. The number one thing I do different from everyone else is I limit my intake of shit. So I'm aware of the news. But it's like, oh man, Freeman, you don't watch the news? Fuck no. Man, it ain't shit on there that I can do, homie. It's just gonna be two brothers murdered over here. And then Hillary Clinton said this, and Bush said that. And what are we gonna do? Man, I don't got no time for all that shit. I don't give a fuck, man. Whether those two brothers die, God bless them. You know what I mean? Whether they die or not, I gotta get up in the morning and handle my shit. So, in reality, all of y'all who kind of shook at what's going on, it's because you watch too much of this shit. Turn the fucking TV off. Turn the channel. Turn to the NFL channel like me and watch everybody talk about the team, right? Turn the channel, young homie. And stop being so caught up in this shit. This isn't the end of the world, homie. It might be the end of somebody else's world, but it sure as hell ain't the end of our world. Right? What you're seeing in these kind of situations is, especially with all the racism and everybody's point of view on this stuff, what you're seeing is the white man's last stand. You might not understand this. When people lose power by numbers, by mass, by population, they start to fight. They fight in ways to breed terror, apartheid, terror. All these things are a form of terror to make you feel naturally that well, if I go against things, even though it's unfair, I'm going to get killed. Slavery is terror. You know, all the Jim Crow shit was terror. Reckless eyeballing people, terror. It's the same tactic over and over, young black man. It ain't nothing new. So the only thing you need to do is relax and stop believing in ghosts. Right? Like I told one dude on here, man, it's been going on for a long time. Like Will Smith said, it's just being taped. You know, everybody got a goddamn camera on their phone. This shit everybody's getting taped. The shit don't matter. Right? But now you feel a certain way because you feel it's gonna happen to you. Let me help you with something, homie. See, I wish you would focus that shit on your chip game and what you gotta do. See, when I see a dude who's successful making money, I can see myself in that same position. When I see a dude getting killed, I don't see myself in the same position. I don't superimpose my life or my body into his body. I don't feel those bullets. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, I grew up around this shit. So, you know, you have to have a belief that things aren't going to happen to you, right? But you guys take that in and like, oh man, I'm nervous. Freeman, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? You guys are just caught up in so much bullshit, right? That you think this is a good thing or something. Like, I care. I can't stop caring. Well, motherfuckers don't care about you though. I can't tell you what kind of man to be in this game or what kind of thing you need to do in this game. What I'm trying to tell you to do is if you want to lose weight, you cut down on fatty food. If you don't want to have nightmares, you don't watch scary movies at 2 in the morning. If you don't want to be sleepy in the morning, you know what I'm saying? You try to go to sleep early so you can get enough rest. In other words, you don't let the TV stay on all night so you can't go to sleep. You don't eat all the food in the world so you can't throw up. When you were a kid, you would eat till your belly looked kind of full. Now, if you do that, you damn near shitting all morning, right? So, I want you to know something very simple, because it's the answer to this shit. Black people as a whole have to stop talking about so many things. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is, when you talk about it, it comes back up again. When you listen to me talk about, you know, Freeman, what about Eric Garner? What about Tamir Rice? You know, Freeman, what about the Scott brother over there? What about Freeman? I'm aware of everybody that got killed, brother. I don't have no Sandra Bland. Their family took 1.9 million. You know, I know the numbers. I know everything that's going on. What I'm trying to get you to understand is we're aware and we move forward. And you be quiet. See, let me explain to you something, what happened. Have you ever been in a fight? I'm sure some of you guys been around other people. And when a scared person talks, you know, he was coming for it, and they're talking like that, right? And it ain't nothing wrong with being scared, homie. Motherfuckers got guns. I don't want that to be like I'm calling somebody a coward, man. Sometimes shit is popping off, motherfucker. You gotta have a real reaction to it. But if you listen to him, man, and they put the camera on him, and we ran, and that dude's a gun, and I didn't know how, and now you start feeling that shit yourself. God damn, man, woof, and you weren't even in this shit. See, what they do is when you see these crying black women, and the little boys who crying because they miss their father, and then they put them on TV and exploit them. Now you feel their emotions, and their fear, and their hurt, and now you start feeling hurt, you start feeling fear. Right? And it makes you want to get up and do something, or it makes you not want to get up. Freeman, I don't know. We living in tough times. No, we ain't. No, we ain't. Man. All this stuff goes to show you is one basic thing, that it's going to take a lot of time because black people have too much hope. But, you know, once you start realizing that this isn't your country, motherfuckers don't want to make money with you. They make things hard for you. Sooner or later, brother, I know everybody on the fence about doing for self, but this is the only answer, homie. You might have to square away some land and start growing a farm so you don't have to go to the supermarket. It's a lot of shit you can do to be independent in this game. And, you know, the final thing of independence is that you're going to want something of your own, right? So sooner or later, and I know people don't like this, but sooner or later, we might have to go back to Africa in another point of view. Not to say like, you know, like the Jews did with Israel, they gave them Israel. But it's much more of like, you know, if we can't be free here, then we have to go be free on our own land. And a lot of black people don't want to hear that. We've helped build this. Man, you a slave. You didn't help build shit. You have no stake in this, you dumb, retarded motherfucker. Every time somebody say that shit, it makes me mad. Right? You have no stake in it. If you built my house, right? And then you come around and say, well, I have a stake in it because I built your house. No, you didn't. You were just a goddamn laborer, you dumb, retarded motherfucker. Stop letting these intelligent black people tell you this shit. Right? Because you built these things, right? With your hands. But just like somebody comes and builds an addition to your house, they have no stake in the land or in the building, you retarded motherfuckers. So long story short, stop allowing so much shit in. When you see panic and fear on people's faces, unless you want to feel that panic and fear, turn the fucking channel. And after you see the panic and fear, do you gotta watch it 10 times? You watching videos of brothers getting killed in cold blood. If you didn't grow up with this shit around you, homie, a lot of you motherfuckers gonna get shook by it, right? If you don't have this mentality, you're having post-traumatic stress syndrome and shit like you came back from the war. If you have never seen death, blood, gore, maim, if you have never seen this shit, a lot of you cats are just terrified, and they win the overall game. You know, a scared man can't win, a coward can't fight. You understand what I mean? So now you're both. You're both. You can't think straight, you can't execute straight. It's gonna derail the black race because a lot of motherfuckers are gonna be scared because they keep turning the channel and they keep watching the film and they keep saying this shit ain't fair. And you know what I'm saying? And it's just a distraction from you getting to your overall goal, and that is acceptance of the way the world is. It does not mean that you can't change it. It's just that, like I told you before, the sun is out. I accept that the sun is out and it's going to be a little bit warmer today. It's raining today. I accept that it's raining today and I'm going to get my umbrella. Right? You prepare for today, but you don't get shook by today. A lot of you guys let too much shit in and you think it means to be informed. Like I tell you, a lot of this shit is just black intellectualism. That means you should know everything. You should have on your phone, you should know the news. You should vote. You should know all this shit. And every point of this thing, you're losing. And you know you're losing. That's why you complain like a bunch of little bitches. You complain because you know you lose. You know, they just killing black people. Yeah, man, I hate it. What the fuck you gonna do about it but lose, homie? Obama didn't do anything for black people. You know, what are you gonna do? You lost, motherfucker. What are you gonna do? Friend. They charge us more for our houses, and well, you lost that too. Now, the right thing to think about all this shit is to sit down and plan and how are you gonna win. Why don't you take that kind of shit in? Why don't you take in the knowledge for you to do for yourself? Why don't you take in that shit? But you won't, right? You don't have an answer. This is the thing that debilitates blacks. You don't respond in kind. You respond in blind. Do you understand what I mean? So instead of about 99% of the motherfuckers on the internet who think they're smart are repeating what you already fucking know. So when you, I'm gonna listen to this brother because he gonna talk to us about the Tamir Rice thing. Didn't you see it on TV? What do you need this motherfucker to translate it for you for? And then man, he's smart because I'm gonna wait for this brother to talk about it. Open your eyes, motherfucker. Can't you see for yourself? Right? But that's why I tell you, black people can't move forward because most of us aren't solution oriented. We just like to report the news. Remember I told you a long time ago, I call it male gossip? This shit is male gossip. Every day they regurgitate the news back to you. Is this no different than what's happening on Fox or any of these other stations? You wait for Fox to tell you. You wait for MSNBC to tell you the exact same thing you already saw 10 times. I want to get their point of view. Nothing happens with these kind of motherfuckers. So you have to watch what you're allowing to come in. Even if you think you're fucking intelligent, you aren't. No one watches death 100 times except a sick motherfucker. No one gets scared of the same thing 100 times except a goddamn coward. Right? No one sits here and says, ooh, and cries 100 times over the same shit unless somebody got a problem with their tear ducts. Right? You got to realize that you're being terrorized and you're accepting it and you're doing it. You actually are volunteering to do it. And then you say, Freeman, how do you remain calm? Because I just don't take all that shit in. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you know, what are we gonna do about this? Man, what the fuck you gonna do about it? Homie, just be realistic. I ain't trying to chump you, homie. I ain't trying to stun you in this game, homie. I'm just trying to ask you what the fuck you gonna do about it. See, nobody challenges men anymore to say what the fuck you gonna do about it. When I was a kid, when motherfuckers say what the fuck you gonna do about it, that means we were about to fight. Because he means, then what the fuck you gonna do about it? Nothing. You a punk. Now, when people say, what the hell you gonna do about it, motherfuckers say, well, you know, I'm gonna see what Black Lives Matter do. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna see what they do. Man, come on. You ain't gonna do shit. So it's time for you to admit that you ain't gonna do shit. So when this thing happens and I look at TV, I ain't gonna do shit to rectify it. Right? I ain't gonna go out and kill these motherfuckers for that. Right? That ain't me. That ain't my style. Right? But if the shit comes to my chest and it's on my front porch, yeah, I'm gonna light a motherfucker up. But, you know what I'm saying? You have to have, let me put it even the best way I can. There's a certain group of brothers and sisters in this game who every time something happens to one of us, we get shocked like the shit. No, Freeman, you know, did you hear about the lady who doctored up all those drug things so all the brothers went to jail over thousands of pieces? What do you expect, man? You know some of these people never did drugs and then they going away on drug charges. What do you expect when you live in a system where everybody's trying to tell you that black men are the cause of the black goo that's under your foot? Man, we are the cause of everything, right? And you allow all that shit in. You don't even limit that shit to yourself. What the fuck are you gonna do about that, man? Besides stop taking this shit in. I want you to know this so you can stop being terrorized by your own fucking self. They put it on TV once, they hesitate to put it on TV. You motherfuckers get on Facebook and say, I can't wait till they release the tape. Then you release the tape, that somebody puts the fucking meme on top of it, and then you replay it again, then you share it with motherfuckers. You over here sharing the terror. What if I gave you a picture of a little kid getting shot in the head? Now, it don't have to be related to black people at all. Just a little kid, a little Chinese kid being shot in the head. And I sent it to you. And then you sent it to somebody else. What kind of imagery am I sending to you to share with you, motherfucker? You don't even realize that you're the cause of your own fucking stress. And the fact that you get shook is your problem. You saw it once. Drop the shit. Move on. Stop taking all this shit in. Next time, partner.
This is a how-to video.